Oh,
It all started about 2 months back when Devendu sir sent me this with a clear instruction, Anil bhai, do something to make sure that we can create a history in terms of category management system. We only had this. When I looked at it and did some research, I found that there's a big problem of wire management, number one. Number two, it is very conventional, though it looks very nice. In fact, when you look at Bhaktapur Bharpetani store, it looks absolutely amazing with all these lovely lit talkers, but it definitely had certain scope of improvement. So when I started doing research to make sure that we come out with something which is very, very unique for Vishal Group, and to make sure that all the modern trade will have a mark of quality. So we first wanted to address two things. Number one, when the branding is important, for me equally important was the brand too. Now what to do? Brand was never highlighted. It was only the brand name which was highlighted. So we came out with a solution first of all to come out with a unique device which is 2-in-1. It will give light from front and from back. If you look at from a close quarter, this is the front side. If you can zoom the camera, this is where the branding is going to be there. There is a LED at a very special angle which will reflect light not only to the front, it will also reflect light at the base to highlight the product. The most important thing was managing the messy wires. It always had a problem. So this was the solution when we came out with a track wherein we simply have to just plug your as many wires as you want, and this has got a double side tape which can be installed at the side of the racks. Now let me show you how exactly it's going to work. When you zoom in the corner, here we have shown you a small example of the new type of a category talker which we want to introduce in 2019, especially for Vishal Group. This is a neat looking place where the branding is going to be possible. We can manage, we can customize the length. Now if you look clearly, the brand is clearly visible. The brand is clearly visible, it's totally highlighted. So even in the dark corners, where we don't have a good space, still the brand can be very, very easily seen. And I can guarantee you, sir, safety aspect is the most important thing. So none of the naked wires, none of the wires with the taping which comes out, will be visible if we use these type of things. Secondly, I was also informed by Mr. Devendu that the vision of Vishal Group is to make sure that we have monopoly on the cash till. I do agree. I did a lot of research. Had gone through various references from the international chain, including Walmart, Carrefour. One thing which I noticed, sir, that was there right above the cash till counter, the unit was there and there was a communication hung from top. After this, I will be actually visiting Bhaktapur Bharpetani store where a lot of cash till counters are installed, and I am going to prove that simply by capturing the ceiling up to the cash till area, if we can communicate through that, the sales are going to be much, much more higher, sir. Now, when we also wanted to do something to get the attention of people, one is, of course, category talkers. Second, some unique features we want to introduce in 2019. The biggest one is the first speaker of its kind. Looks very innocent, very thin. This is a unidirectional speaker. This will change the face of communication, direct communication with the customers. The beauty of this speaker is that it communicates directly in one straight line. So a person has to stand exactly at the same point to hear. People standing right and left will not be able to hear anything. I have shown this to Devendu sir. He is very keen to use this for whisper, wherein the information about menstrual hygiene is going to be communicated through this. We will install it on the ceiling with some mark over here. When a lady is going to stand, she can only understand, she can only listen to the language what has been fed up in this. more unique thing we would like to hide. This is an audio module with a sensor. Very unique thing, sir. We can feed any message, any music, any tone, operate through a battery, and somebody is going to pass through the front side, it's going to be playing the music. Now just to give example, this message can be anything. It can be message anything, sir. Now talking about what material we are going to be using if we are going to be hung from the ceiling, my idea is to also involve the sentiments of the people, sir. Make it a little bit more traditional, more friendlier. I would not recommend using flex because it's not a good material anymore. Most of the companies have started rejecting it, and most of the organizations have banned use of flex because of its problems in terms of environment, sir. We have found a material which is known as flag material, which can be printed on one side, but the effect can also be on the back side. 100% on the front, back side is 80%. So that should be more than enough. I want to have thin and long looking banner hung from the ceiling, which will communicate the messages what we have, and just to add that little bit of flavor, the traditional flavor and the uniqueness, I might buy a little bit of those brass bells and put under it on a straight pipe. We will do some demonstration when we go to the Bhaktapur department store, and I'm sure we'll be able to communicate in a better way with the customers. One more thing, sir, illumination is very important. As of now, everything was illuminated through LED, but inside the letters. There's a new system which is available. Let me show it to you. It's known as LED neon. The thinnest LED neon, 24 watt. I can illuminate a small piece of 3 centimeters. So that means it has got a 3 centimeter cut length. I can make patterns. I can do any type of thing, highlighting the shelf. Let me show you. Okay. Any type of patterns can be made, indoor, outdoor. Oops. This highlights the shelf. I want to install this at the cash till counter, sir. We will do one small research and see what is the customer's reaction, and then we go all out. After this, I will be visiting now the Bhaktapur Bharatini store over to Bhaktapur.